Okay, awesome. So we are live on YouTube now. Welcome everyone to another enthralling episode of Convo with Aysh. Today we have a very special guest, Deepa Rajan, with us, and this is one of the most asked, requested, and trendiest topic going on right now. So we are going to talk a lot about how AI can affect our career, how basically you can land a good job, you can grow in your career, and how to stand out in this overload of information and competition. So, this is the flow and context of today's podcast. We have some people live with us from the community. I also have done a survey, a lot of questions that people personally asked from the community and some other places as well. So we are going to ask those too. If you have any other question that leaves out, please feel free to comment them below. You can connect with us on Instagram through our profiles, which will be listed in the description. And let's learn some AI. So, how are you, first of all, Deepa? How are you feeling? This is your first episode on Convo with Ayush. So, how's the Josh?
It's a pleasure to join you guys here, Ayushi. I've been following a lot of podcasts of yours, and you've been adding value to to a lot of people and transforming a lot of lives. I should go ahead and acknowledge and appreciate that for you, first of all, and then it's my pleasure to take up this topic to all the people who really needs. And this is the need of the hour. I have to say that this topic has been the need of the hour for anybody to take their career to the next level. It could be your personal development or your career development. So that's how I look into. Once you have to transform your life, if one portion, or rather, if I can say, if your career has been a transforming one, then obviously your life is also getting to be transformed. So you're on the right direction. So we start with this note: transform your life by transforming your career.
Wow, touche. That's amazing. So, I have a proper list of questions. I'm not going to be putting mine because I know how I have been using AI in content creation. So, we'll come to that later from the coaching point of view. But right now, let's focus on the working professionals, specifically the students who are feeling it very disturbing to fit into this AI world now. One, they are hijacked by it. Everything is AI all around, and they don't know how to take control of it. So, firstly, if we are looking at 2025 from career point of view, how is AI actually impacting, and how can we use AI to our favor rather than just becoming a product of it?
Yeah. That's been a great question and a very right situation to start with this conversation. For students, it's literally the clarity what they really need. Okay. The first thing is your clarity. And for any kind of career, you need three things, three C's, I should say. Okay. Clarity, confidence, and your right connections. If you have these three C's in your, in your career, you're going to have a great and profitable career, I should say. Okay. And to start with, rather we becoming it's not it's all it's not about the AI hype which we've been talking about for so long. We are already living in that golden era, and we have to start embracing it and promoting this golden age. Okay, like there is a lot of things which has been told as hype, but of course I'm using AI to the core of my 360-degree angles of my business and my personal development, anything for that matter, you name it and I give it. Okay, so it's literally getting to the next level. And how we started I think we all remember, if we were 90s kids, we all remember that Y2K era. And right now this is the stage that we saw, that Y2K, and we're also getting to the AI era, and the next 5 years is going to be literally incredible. Okay, incredible, I have to say. I don't have a right word I have to literally ask for, but it's going to be literally incredible.
Okay, so that's a great setup to start with. Now, let's just dive right in to the things that we should be focusing on. Like, what are the top tools that you would recommend for people?
Okay, if I have to talk about the tools for working professionals, it starts from three stages, majorly three stages. Okay. The first one is you need to identify your dream companies. Okay. How do you do the market and analysis research? Okay. You can start using Perplexity for that. perplexity.ai, which is literally a very good tool and give you the exact information and the data with the links of those source of data as well. Okay, so that's going to be incredibly useful for you. And this is going to help you in your market research and analysis. The second would be your ATS proof resumes. ATS proof resumes are another amazing thing, or rather, I should say, people, all the hiring managers have started using 81%, okay, of the tools. Okay, so it's just that we have to be ahead of them to understand and how do I really fall into the eyes of the recruiter, because you hardly um, you know um, for any human to understand, we are getting more than 10,000 applications for 100 rules. Okay, maybe for example, if I have to say, then humanly it's not possible for everybody to go through that 10,000 resumes. So an application tracking system, which is the most wanted, or the rather the hot cake of the work job industry, is what is this. So how do you really position yourself, or how do you really get to that era that a bot has to shortlist you to get you to a human being? Okay, so
Wow.
that's the kind of the a bot has to shortlist you. So you equip yourself to ensure that a bot will shortlist you to get into a human eye. So that's the kind of the industry, or the kind of the job market which we are falling under. So it becomes so incredible that you understand what is the algorithm of the ATS. You understand how is it stabilized, how are you going to literally how is ATS going to get you shortlist using your keywords. There are a lot of other key things which I have to say, and post that you will get into the eyes of the recruiter. Okay, so that becomes your first step. No, rather second step. After the market and research, we talk about the second step. Your third step. Okay, now me being a recruiter, and I have been worked for more than 16 plus years experience in the corporate industry. So how do I go ahead and go ahead and search for a candidate? Before even calling anybody, a LinkedIn profile is a digital handshake, is your business card. If I find that you are the best person, if I can have to go through your LinkedIn profile, and if it showcases you differently from the crowd rather than the competitive edge of this current market, then you are even called for an interview. Only then you're even called for an interview. Else, you're not even called for an interview. Okay, I'm not showcasing this as a challenges, but I'm taking it to the next level to make you understand that this is how it is, and this is how realistically we have to approach this game forward. So I'm trying to give clarity as much as possible. It's all in the game. It's all in the game. So finally, after showcasing that you are the brand using LinkedIn, your profile shows that optimization, then you've been called for an interview. So the 60-70% is done with your right kind of market research, with the right kind of ATS profile, and with your LinkedIn optimization showcasing your brand. Then the rest 30-40% is your interviewing skills. How do you really negotiate, and how do you really showcase your worth in the market and take that highly compensation, big landing jobs, or your leadership roles, or any kind of your dream roles for that matter.
Okay, wow, that's an eye opener, even for me. So, because I have been out of this whole area, I would say, for quite a few years now, completely dodged the bullets, I would say. It's tough nowadays. So, what I have seen in the students right now, they're actually dealing with these key problems. One, they don't know how to create the right resume. Then, of course, like you said, most of them are not aware that they need to optimize their LinkedIn profile. And I suggested this personally to my cousins as well
Yes.
before their interviews. And then third challenge that they face is of presenting themselves. Like they're too much into the coding and the skill learning part that they forget that the communication is going to be key whether they get placed or not. And
Yes.
then they struggle there. And then they come back and then they have to work on the communication, the presentation, and the interaction, even reading the psychology and body language of the interviewer. So all these things does take into account, and most people are not taught that, not even in the college. Although this is the key thing that decides whether they are going to be placed the right way, like they're aiming for or not. So
Yeah.
let's go. You being, like you said, you have 16 plus years of experience in corporate. You are the professional AI career strategist. So I think you can give a precise blueprint to us, like in these three steps, like how we can use AI and how we can basically prepare ourselves to create a solid resume, optimize our LinkedIn profile, and then be ready in terms of personality and communication as well to get placed the right.
True. If you allow me, I would really want to showcase a video where you rightly picked up the skill gaps. Okay. It's not about your hard skills, your technical skills anymore. It's just going to be who you are as a human being, that authenticity, the kind of a version you are going to add value to the organization is really going to matter a lot. Yeah. So
Amazing.
I think I'll just share the video link. You can
Yes,
play.
I have already allowed you the sharing. Make sure you tick the share sound part.
1 second. I'm just sharing it to you. Yeah, I've shared it to you, Ayshi.
Okay. It's showing me to a site called World Economic Forum. It's not the link to a video.
So, no, that's it'll start automatically loading. I've just shortened the video. It's a 16-minute video and I've cut short it to 3 minutes.
Okay, 1 second. Let me share first.
This is the power of AI now.
Wow. Okay, so this is it. Should I
Yes,
just play this?
yes, you can go ahead.
Skills gaps are the biggest barrier to business transformation around the world. And most of the global workforce will need reskilling within the next 5 years. If the global workforce was represented by 100 people, 59 workers will need training by 2030 to meet changing skills demands. Of those 59, 29 workers will require upskilling in their roles. 19 workers will transition to other roles in the company, and the remaining 11 workers will not receive the necessary upskilling, meaning they become less proficient at their
Wi-Fi is taking the life. And let me just let it load.
Should I go ahead and play?
Yep.
It's just
Maybe,
going to
I
be a
don't know.
3 minute video. Is my screen visible?
It's sharing. Yes, now it's visible.
skills gaps are the biggest barrier to business transformation around the world. Most of the global workforce will need reskilling within the next 5 years. If the global workforce was represented by 100 people, 59 workers will need training.
You have to keep yourself unmute.
Workers
We are not
represent more than 120 million people who could potentially get left behind. This is why businesses and governments must work together to strengthen upskilling programs and future proof workforces. Find out how you can be ready with our Future of Jobs report.
I hope that gave you a fair idea on where are we going ahead. This is actually a 20-minute lengthy video, and I just shortened it for just to have a gist of it.
okay.
Okay.
Amazing.
Yes. So coming back to your question, so how do we really take it forward in three different steps is what you asked me, right? So coming to the ATS proof resume, we have a lot of tools. If you want me to name the tools, I can specifically mention zeti.com, okay, resumeinvent.ai, and also resumeword.com. Okay, these are the three tools which I can suggest, which is going to literally give you the score of an ATS proof or ATS friendly resumes. Okay, so it is just not a template. Okay, you have to start using the right template. It's going to be a very simple format, but of course you need to rightly identify the kind of the keywords along matching with your job description of the kind of roles which you're going to apply. Okay, it's not only about the format and the kind of the tool which is going to use. It's about, as I said, it's going to talk about yourself first. So you need to know each and every word which is mentioned there in your resume to understand and prove your authenticity for that matter. Okay, the first thing. And the second thing is your LinkedIn. LinkedIn profile can be optimized using careerflow.ai. Okay, that's a great tool where you can really understand what is the percentage of your resume matching your job description. Okay, you can also change. Okay, you can also change the kind of keywords. You should also match that whatever you have done is rightly mentioned along with tangible results. Okay, this is also applicable in your resume as well, so that the recruiters or the hiring managers, whoever is going to call you for an interview, have to understand that this is the person who is the right fit for my job. And how do you really showcase your brand? Because that becomes a digital handshake before even you entering or talking to anybody for that matter, right? So
Right.
you have to really create that digital proof that I am the person born for this kind of a role. Okay, so it becomes, that's where we professionals get into picture, and that's how we get that job easily done. I do ATS proof resume building for a lot of my students and my community people, and also LinkedIn optimization. I help them do that themselves, or rather I also provide done for you services either for my diamond clients. Okay, so that way I've been managing these two for to help people understand that upskilling, reskilling, unlearning, relearning is your need of the hour, and you need to really take this progression such a direction that AI is not your enemy. You should start using AI as your thinking partner. Okay. You should start using AI as your thinking partner so that you start, in fact, if I have to tell you the truth, I was just going through another video. Yeah, people will hardly get to communicate because we as human beings get to be judged for so many things. Okay, but when you start communicating with your AI friend or AI partner, is not going to judge you for anything. It's just going to take you as a friend, and you in the next 3-4 years, all your students is going to start using ChatGPT as their own friends, and community based or the human connections are already getting to a next level that we have to add value, or how do we really come into picture?
Correct. Correctly said. So, coming back, rounding back, circling back to the very point that we began in, that even after learning all the other skills, ultimately what comes down to is confidence and how you present yourself, the personality you showcase, and of course, understanding of personalities as well.
Yeah.
Now, when I used to teach public speaking, I used to give them a lot of AI tools to practice with. So I personally would recommend a speech link. It's amazing if you want to do accent, especially people used to come to me that we can't deal with international clients because of the accent. So SpeechLink is a really great free tool as a as far as I remember, it was free by then. Then we used to use chat gpt at that point as well, and I'm talking like right when it was launched. So it's like a great thing, like you can just give it data and you can have an interactive conversation. It will correct your grammar, it will help you with the vocabulary, like every single thing that you hire a coach for, you can just take the guidance, give it to ChatGPT, and it can become your everything. Like I don't
Exactly.
think that day is far that it can be a virtual boyfriend as well. Like I joke around it all the time that ChatGPT literally knows about me way more than any
Way
other
more
person.
than way more than sometimes what we have thought of ourselves. I
Exactly.
understand that, and it's applicable in every stage, Ayushi. As I said, it's not just about LinkedIn resume anymore. Your skill sets, your soft skills, how do you really portray yourself, what kind of value addition you bring to the organization is the key factor. Is going to be the key factor. How differently you can think apart from your AI friend. Okay, if AI can give you suggestions, ideas, brainstorming, data analysis, your personal development, your creativity, how creative or innovative you can be as a human being is going to play a major role in this era, I have to say. That's how you prove that I am not a I'm not a fake AI. I'm the real human being. I'm the real human being. So that is
Right.
how you really have to showcase, because you have AI avatars coming up, you have everything. And trust me, there are a lot of AIs. For me, it's very simple. I look at one thing as a problem. You have 3 to 4 action steps. How do you really shorten the curve using AI's tools, tips, and strategies? And obviously, your solution is following back to you. These are the only 3 simple steps, I have to say.
Okay, like they are already saying that AI is not going to replace you, but the person who has
It's going to
mastered
be
the AI, they will
exactly
replace you.
very
So
true.
why
Very
not be that person?
Yes. And how do you really approach that game towards that direction? Okay. It's not about you getting fear of comfort zone that this is not going to affect me anymore. No, don't ever think, in that direction. That's the only thing where mindset comes into picture. The right mindset, or the kind of growth level learning, and the kind of lifelong learner. Because previously, though, it was we were in a different era that you finish one certification, you have a job ready for that particular
Yeah,
jobs or industry, I can say. But right now, that's every day you have to keep upskilling, you have to keep learning, you have to be resilient and have patience to understand and get through this phase. And I should not say it's a hard core, but it becomes simpler. Okay, whatever I used to do it on a full day, now I can finish it in just 3 hours. Focused work, that's enough. And the rest of the day, how do you really spend, plan, upskill, grow, is all left up to you. So that's how even the organization will look at, right? The organization are going to pay you for only 3 things. Either you have to make money for them, you have to save money for them, or you have to save time for them. If you're not doing these 3 things, then you are just going to get invisible in this, competitive world.
yeah,
Yeah.
rat race.
And rather, I also have to say, the more searchable you become using LinkedIn and ATS proof, the
Hmm.
more visible you get to reach a lot of people. The more visible you are on the social media platforms and all other platforms, depending on the kind of the functionality you carry forward, and that's how you become profitable. And there is a era where there is a person who can just run his own businesses and his empire using AI. It's just that everything can be automated, and one person becoming a billionaire. That's not very far. It's just next 2 3 years, everything is going to get automated in such a way.
Wow, aiming on that. Amazing.
It's already there. It's already there.
Yep. So, like you said, we are also using some stuff even in the healing and manifestation industry as well. We do use some particular prompts that can give you the best ever scripting that you can't even imagine. So we have been trying that you give some inputs, you do some prompts, and literally the visual representations, the videos, and what we call it, the manifestation movie, it all gets created in like minutes. And then it's so easy to like just set up your vision board, set up your systems, make it your wallpaper. So it can be literally used in so many creative ways. And another point that you rightly pointed out is the LinkedIn, because that gives you crazy amount of reach professionally. and also gives you a personal brand. Like Instagram, Facebook, they are all, of course, very important in today's world, but proper branding, professional branding, if you are a working professional especially, can only be created by LinkedIn, at least as of now. But if you're a coach, trainer, or healer like me, then of course you have to be omnipresent. You have to be everywhere.
Very
But
true.
let's have a proper segment, like a stepwise process that we can follow to optimize our LinkedIn and reach more and more people of the right kind, because there's always some chaos and distraction around it. So how can we reach the right people in this industry?
Okay. So as I said in the beginning, your clarity is the superpower. Okay. Right now, the era which we're living is information is overloaded. Information is overloaded. You ask anything, you have 10 steps. Okay, not even 10 steps, I should say. You have 10 market analysis research, and you will literally not be able to analyze which is the right one or what should I choose. That's the kind of information overloaded era which we're living. So the clarity is the first. Okay, how do you really you have that clarity? Okay, and how do you really understand where are you up to? Okay, in the next 1 year, what is my role or what is the vision which I have to set myself as a goal? So your clarity stands there. And how do you really match yourself from point A to point B? If you're being the old version, then you're not going to get to the newer version. Okay, you have to upskill yourself. Okay, you have to, if you're having on the same mindset, if you're following the same habits, if you're being with the same kind of people, you're not going to get any new results. This, as a mindset coach, I've been understanding from you as well in a lot of areas. So you have to literally change as a person. Okay, and understand what is the kind of mindset you need to be with, the right kind of habits to build on a daily basis. You have to start upskilling, or rather spend on your learning at least 20 to 30 minutes on a daily basis. How do you really show progress and get to that bigger vision? Okay, you have set a goal for next 1 year, and how do I achieve that? Okay, it's a very simple thing. And how do I really match the one job, randomly applying about one resume with 100 applications? What is the probability of you reaching out to a job roles with 10 applications with one particular resume? The probability of the second one is very high, right? So that
Right.
is how you need to approach the clarity. How you really take it forward plays a major role, and a strategic way. In a strategic way, you cannot approach this game like how you were doing last couple of years. Okay, that's literally not the area. Okay, it's not going to work. It's not working, of course, because I've got people who are saying I have been applying for the last 2 years and I've not got a single interview call.
Ouch. That hurts.
Yes, and today's news, I'll tell you today's news, LinkedIn is already laying off some 248 people in California. LinkedIn itself.
Wow.
Okay, this
Competition
is
is.
the today's news update. Yeah, today's news update. Okay, so imagine the kind of the improvements, developments, what they are also undergoing as an organization, a company like LinkedIn. And of course, when I mention LinkedIn, this is going to be an infotainment platform. It's not an entertainment platform, it's an infotainment platform where you gather a lot of information. Okay, where you gather a lot of information. But how do you strategically connect with the right people? And this is the one professional platforms which is used for connecting with the other people.
Right.
Okay. So LinkedIn, if I say LinkedIn, I think of only two things. It's an infotainment platform where I can find enough information and I can connect with across people in the globe. How cool is that? That we have been, not been utilizing this kind of a platform. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, any professional, any working professional for that matter has to have a brand in LinkedIn. If you do not have, then you're not relevant to the industry, I have to say.
True.
Yeah.
So luckily, I started with LinkedIn, and I have been posting like almost for 2 years there. But I would like to know from the pro, the professional, like what kind of posts or formats we should aim for, and how should we optimize our bio that right connections pop in. Then there's a concept of first, second, third level connections. So please explain all that as well.
Great, great. Okay, to start with, as I have to say, you need to really showcase yourself. Okay, the moment I get to see a resume, we hardly get to review a resume for not more than 6 to 10 seconds. Okay, any recruiter for that matter. Okay, the same applies to your LinkedIn as well. We do not have enough time to go through every section of your resume.
Hmm.
It is your banner, your professional photograph, okay, how pleasant you look, and how professional you showcase yourself, and your headline or the summary, which talks about whom am I going to interview.
Wow.
Okay, your about section can have with more than 420 words or whatever words the LinkedIn is following, but the but the kind of the way, or rather a recruiter looks at any person for that matter, is a very, very critical thing, that the moment they log into the LinkedIn profile and they know that this is the professional which I'm looking at every stage, you need to showcase your professionalism.
Wow.
And
I'm
of course, your
suddenly glad
LinkedIn
I'm
profile
no.
URL also. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, no. I was just making it funny
Acha.
that I'm suddenly glad that I'm not in the race of corporate. It sounds a little scary and competitive, which it is. But yeah, what else can we do to
But
stand out?
no, but it's not scary, Ayushi. Trust me, this is not scary at all. It's just going to take hardly 1 or 2 hours. I'm going to make your job so simple and
Oh,
easy. Okay. It's not about the fear, which you really, this is what is the major mindset
mindset part.
game. Mindset game. Okay. A lot of professionals thinks that they need to really invest a lot of money. They need to really invest a lot of time and energy for all this. No, no, guys, trust me. This is going to be the easiest part. How you really can showcase. As you said, AI is not going to replace you. A person using AI is going to replace you. Come on, you be that person to bring that change. Okay. As I said, I'm going to give you all the tips and tools and strategies for making your job easier. I can get all your job done of 30 days in 3 days.
Oh, please do. That would be really helpful for a lot of people.
Yes, yes, of course, of course. So it's just going to be your headline on your summary of your profile, which is going to really talk about you and call you for an interview. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, now coming to the statistics, if I have to say about LinkedIn, we have more than 3 million, 30 million people in using LinkedIn. Okay, in LinkedIn, I should say, who's got profiles. Okay, out of which 3 million people are active.
Oh,
3 million people are
10%.
active. Okay. Yeah. And then 3% are creating content.
Yay.
Imagine what kind, where is the competition? Now tell me, where is the competition?
Making sense.
Are you really running behind the rat race? Never. No. You have to start. You have to start small, but you have to start,
Hmm.
right? You have to start small, but you really have to start today. Again, procrastination is not allowed here. You have to start today. That's the need. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
because the real
that's how
competition is
you
not
have
even
to
here
start
yet.
taking.
We are still only
Exactly,
3% are making. When that
exactly.
increases, that's when the real saturation and competition will begin. So that would be crazy. I would rather be into like among the first people of doing this. So
Exactly,
right people with the
exactly. And
right
right
skills.
now,
Yeah.
very true. Yeah, yeah. So that's how confident you can start, is what is my idea, what I'm trying to help you with. Okay. That's how confident. Okay. There has to be a content creation. Okay. A content creation, coming to content creation on LinkedIn, it's going to be crazy. And the algorithm is also changing like Insta and Meta. I have to say this. But however, the authenticity and the kind of the content which you're creating has to be interesting to your audience. Okay. Keeping your vision in mind. Who is your target audience? Or whom are you going to write with your content creation? So the question starts from there. Who is your target audience and what is your goal to be achieved being in LinkedIn? Okay, so these two are the main questions you have to find out for yourself and then start this game to approach it in a different way. And how different you can be is only 3%, as I said. And how, no, it's not difficult. It's not difficult. It's going to be very simple. Again, I'm going to give you all the tools and GBT extensions to make your job simpler, that you I'll give you one line of prompt, or rather, I should say one line of prompt that I have received an award of so and so company for this position in this year from this person. Okay, it's going to literally give me a viral post of LinkedIn stating that how engaging I can create. Okay, content consists of three parts. Okay, the first is your hook, and the second is your content, and the third part is your CTA, which is your call to action. Okay, the hook has to be in such a way that it grabs the attention of the audience, and your content is your content, how really engaging and the free flowing human language. Okay, it completely, it's not it does not have to be an AI language. You have to make it a very humane language so that we people reading it has to be connected with our daily life. And then what is your call to action? So what is that you are looking out from your target audience? If you concentrate on these three things, then you have some virality in your posts, and you can start connecting and building networks with the right people. Okay, coming to the first, second, and third degree connections. Okay, initially the kind of mindset what people were going through in the corporate industry was very different. Okay, you get through somebody on you get through somebody on a portal, or you get through somebody on rather randomly across communicating with so many other people. You start adding them as connections. That's not the right strategy. Okay, you need to have you need to really remove the unnecessary people from your audience. Okay, you literally have to do this. This is how the algorithm has been working. You need to literally remove all the unnecessary people, and then target only who is your target audience and what is the goal you have to achieve. And the right kind of connects will get you traction with the right people. Okay.
Fascinating.
Yeah, yes. And this is interesting as well. This is interesting. Okay. You can, of course, contact anybody across the world, starting from Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, anybody for that matter. So, how interesting your connections has to be to, start engaging with the kind of audience who you are. If I'm looking out for some fascinating roles, okay, your leadership roles, for example, if I have to say, then what are the target companies? How do you really engage with the hiring managers? You don't even go and ask them that I need a job, but you start attracting those jobs in such a way that you go start commenting on their posts. You start being engaging, and they get to see, okay, this guy has been doing a lot of comments. What is his profile all about? How is he going to fit into my role? Okay. So this is how the hidden job market, I should say, this is one of the strategy how you really go and attack the hidden job market, right? And the survey says out of the 50 people, 8 people are hired through LinkedIn.
Oh, that's a huge number.
Yes, 8 people are directly hired from LinkedIn. Okay, it's not even job portals. Job portals are the days gone where you
Outdated.
applications. Yes, and that easy apply button is not going to be your easy apply button. It's going to make your life more tougher, and that's not going to be your easy button. Okay, it's going to become. Don't ever apply through easy button in LinkedIn. That's the wrong way or the wrong strategy, I should say. You have to start utilizing and start connecting with the right people. As I said, your goal matters a lot. Your clarity matters a lot. Who is your target audience and what is the goal you have to achieve? Keeping these two things in mind, you will have to literally start attracting and create strategy to whom to connect, what to connect. And later, after an year, if I say the restructuring has happened and I don't have a job, and who are the 10 people whom I can call and check if I can get a job? Okay, that's the kind of the people you need to connect with, rather than having 1,000 followers or 5,000 followers randomly and for no use.
Nice. That's some really helpful advice. I think this segment can really help a lot of people. So
Real
basically,
connections.
engagement will land you placement. We
Yes,
can put
the
it that
right kind of engagement, the right kind of engagement. For me, if I have to say, it's going to be, I divide this into 3 parts. Okay, you have to find out your dream companies. Okay, you have to find out your dream roles, and the
way.
last one is your connections. Who are the connections in my LinkedIn going to help me get that particular role?
Nice. Now it's easy.
Yeah, it's just 3 simple steps. It's just 3 simple steps. You just have to understand, have a clear strategy, and take it forward.
Yeah. Now the dots are connecting. Amazing. So now let's go a little bit to the next level. Suppose you have done the part on your resume, you have utilized AI. Now you have the skills, you have the confidence, you can work with various tools, get your communication on track, you've landed the job. But now the next step comes, like you're on a certain position and now you want to go ahead. You can't be at the same position for whole life. Now there are people for whom who are on somewhere in the middle and want to aim for the next level position, but they're not able to adjust. Or again, it's a mindset thing as well, and then it's a skill based thing as well, that they are really trapped. How do I learn this? How do I implement this? The Gen Z's are running so fast with this. I'm in a certain age, especially that age bracket limitation comes into place, that I'm in a good position, but I want the next level. And now I don't know how to adapt with this AI thing that has suddenly come up, especially, with a certain age group. If you are understanding where I don't want to claim, like give them a label, but there are people who are,
Yes, yes,
who
very true,
understand
very true.
certain kind of skills, but AI is a little difficult for them and it's difficult to adapt. So what would you tell them? How can they do it more easily?
Yes. To start with, I think 20 years back, we were talking about IQ, yeah, intelligent quotient. Okay. Then 10 years back, we were talking about EQ, which was emotional quotient.
Emotional question.
And right now, we are in the era of AQ, which is adaptability quotient. If you don't adapt, you cannot survive.
That's true.
Okay. It's so simple. It's very simple that way, I have to say. Okay. So understand, people start assuming things a lot rather than approaching and getting clarity. That's the main problem with people, because they get to see so much of information on Google, ChatGPT, a lot of places, that they really don't know how to judge it, or rather how to take it forward and what is their next step. I know I have so many things in front of me, but what is my next step? People wouldn't know. That is where a career coaching person, mentor, or a coaching program comes into picture. Okay, the exact point. Okay, the exact point. I can give you an example. There was a factory where a lot of machinery was going on, and then everybody in the technician in that particular company started trying to check into what is the exact problem, troubleshoot what is the problem. Okay. Then after a certain point, then everybody gave up. Then they said, this is not under our control. We need to call somebody from externally. Okay. We need to call somebody externally who's going to fix this for us. And although the entrepreneur or the owner of that factory, he said, okay, go ahead and call. We'll not waste a lot of time here. Okay. Then a person came in from the external association, and he came and he understood where is the problem. They all explained that this is what is happening, and we're going to face so much of losses in our company if we don't get this rectified. All that. Okay, about 8 to 10 people have already troubleshooted. Okay, they've already troubleshooted, but for no use. Okay, that person who came from outside started listening, started understanding what is the problem, where is the problem exactly, and how is it going to affect. He understood everything. Okay, he just literally went to one specific area. He just went to one specific area and hit one wire. Okay, I can say a wire, a bolt, or anything for that matter. Just it's a live example. And the mission started working. And the mission started working. Okay. He started claiming 20,000 rupees for that particular troubleshooting. Okay. Then the person there said, okay, if I have cleared this kind of a troubleshooting, then I wouldn't get that 20K. Why is that external person getting that 20K? Okay, they started arguing within themselves. And this external person was just like that, listening. Okay. So he knows that whatever the troubleshooting you have already done on your resume, whatever the troubleshooting you've done on your LinkedIn optimization, your soft skills, you using ChatGPT, you've started doing interviews, live performances, everything is done. But that person understood where is the problem, and he hit at that exact point. Right?
Wow.
He hit on that exact point, and that is how your mission started working. That is the same live example, a real example, which I have to say for this kind of a situation which people are going through. Yeah.
Correct.
Because you do not lack information, you have enough information to do anything and everything. But what is your next step, and where do you really see that, take that goal, break that into small, parts? How do you really achieve or start you taking actions on a daily basis to achieve that bigger goal? Makes your day, build your personality, achieve that milestones, and celebrate your wins.
That's so true. And it applies to literally everything. Everything starts with
Everything.
clarity.
Exactly. And that's your superpower. I said human beings are meant to be that. If you do not understand, if you do not have the clarity, then AI is not going to do your job. AI
Correct.
can help you and give you. How do you really utilize AI in a strategic way is a human being. Okay, how smart
Yes.
I can utilize AI, that I can save 30 hours to my 3 hours, and I can spend the rest of my time with my family, with my kids. There's a lot of things which we can really do. Okay, so how strategically I can use, place that human being plays that important role.
Perfect. Perfect. This is going to be really, really procedurally helpful for a lot of people.
Yes. And I'll tell you, strategically, you start using AI, you're going to utilize so many hours of your time. You're just going to utilize so many hours of your time. It's just going to, like, I should also say this example, okay? I think 2 years back, when I was also interviewing people, I would ask, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Okay. That question is really not relevant, because you cannot predict what's going to be. That's the mostly common asked interview questions in your interviews. Okay, where do you see yourself? Okay, I see in your leadership position. I should also say, a lot of people can say I can see that leadership position, but right now, in next 50 days, I can say this way, in next 50 days, where are you going to see yourself? This is the, that double quoted question. How do I really see myself in the next 50 days? If you cannot have that clarity, 5 years is too long for any government to change as well.
Whoa. Whoa. Mic drop. That was something
Okay.
amazing.
Coming back to the question, I think I answered only half of your question, and the second half goes this way. Okay. For any mid-career professionals who are not ready to adapt, is not going to survive the hard hit, the hitting hard point. I should, we all know and acknowledge. The second, how do you really approach this game with a mindset? It all starts from your mindset. Okay, it's simple to be ahead, one stage ahead from your current peers or your manager, I should say. That becomes a strategic approach. Okay, if your manager knows that this is where I am, if you literally start having a good conversation with your manager or your boss, it's going to be so simple that you can analyze or understand what kind of the kind of expertise you can bring to the table, add value, take his game to the next level, and you start leveling up to that particular career.
Correct.
How
That will make
strategic is that? How strategic is that? That's the easiest way, I should say. Okay, rather than approaching the entire ball game with running around the bush and then you applying for hundreds of people. No, you cannot do that. And how good or how authentically you can really add value is the key role. Is the key role what you really can place it or add value to that particular organization. So once you start building those right and real connections, you have anybody for that one person. If you identify that one person who's going to pull you from that corporate ladder from this place to next place, you have to bridge that gap. You just have to bridge that gap. The moment you know that this is the gap and this is where I have to bridge, understand how are you going to reach there. Using ChatGPT, of course, you can use ChatGPT and with a human intention, with the right intention. You go with the right intention and you make it.
perfect. Perfect. Okay. So, last question from my side, then we'll take some from the community. People right now live here, you can ask your questions in the chat box. People watching us on recording, you can still ask your questions in the comments, and we will forward you the answers to that as well. and we'll personally get in touch with you. You can also connect with me on Evolve with Ayushi on Instagram if you have any more elaborate questions and you want to connect with Deepa and you want to have a proper clarity session. Although we'll paste the link in description as well, but still, if you want to have a proper connect, like she said, the right engagement, so you can start with that. So we covered about the students, the people who are applying for job, the working professionals, then the people who are in the hierarchy, who are uh, like trying to jump up to the next level. Now let's come to us, the content creators, influencers, coaches, trainers, healers. So how can we utilize the power of AI to the best of our abilities? Because most healers also have this hesitation or misconception. They're too much into energy, and they're like, I don't understand this technology, and so that this is something that I hear on a daily basis with most of the healers. So how can we remove this barrier, and how can we use AI?
Okay, very simple. I'll start dividing this into five major areas. Okay. The first one is your personal development. Okay.
True.
How really and how good, because you have your smartwatches working daily for you to track your steps. Starting from there. Okay. Starting from,
Mhm.
okay. And then on a daily basis, if you have any issues with parenting, okay, starting from there. And it's literally the 360 degree. I have to say that 360 degree, you can start using your Gemini or your ChatGPT just for your enhanced personal development. How do you really, like we all know that a ChatGPT understands more than our husbands. Okay, I have to put it
That's
this way. Yeah, it literally it knows the kind of work I'm doing. It literally knows the kind of my mindset. What will I really like doing at this point of time? Okay,
and
and
is also good with words.
yes, it's good with words, replicating the kind of the language which I really interact with my people, with my family and my professionalism. So imagine the kind of understanding what we can build with this kind of a thing. Okay. So coming to the question, it's personal development. Of course, use AI to organize your notes, your research, and your ideas. Okay. Start journaling. Okay. Have different journals for different kind of engagements. If you are doing a business, how do you really journal that? Start if you're working professional, how do you really take that on a specific basis? Okay, for the next 3 months, if you can start utilizing one tool every day, or rather one tool every month, I can say, on every your health, your relationship, your money, your career, all that HRCM, like how you said. If you start utilizing or looking at one tool, start learning one tool at a small task, then by the end of 30 days you would have at least crossed 30-40% in each of the areas. Okay, this
Solid plan.
is number one. The second one, break down all your complex learning. How do you really break down? You have a lot to learn. How do you really simplify that? Okay, it could be under to test your understanding. How much are you do you really know about that particular topic? Okay, it could be either ways on your career. It could be either ways on your personal development. It could be either ways on traveling. Making a travel plan. That's so simpler. And right now the AI agents are taking up so well that literally you just go to ChatGPT and say, I'm traveling to Italy on this particular date, book a flight for me, and it's going to do it for you within
Yeah.
seconds. Within seconds. That's a kind of a speed which are already ahead.
And it will also give you the itinerary, how to use your credit card
Exactly.
to save
Yes,
money, and so many
yes,
others.
yes. You have to just learn how to ask the right questions.
Correct.
You have to just learn how to ask the right questions to AI so that it's giving you the right kind of answers and the right direction where you really have to go ahead. Okay. Then the third is your brainstorming and creativity. Your brainstorming and creativity with respect to text to video, and then video to lip syncing, creating a video, AI avatars, and then your content creation. You're drafting your articles, your social media posts, your automation, your presentation. It all leads to freeing up of so much of mental energy. Trust me, we used to take at least 3 hours to start jotting down what is that I have to do. But right now, ChatGPT also
So
does
true.
that for you.
Yeah, this
Literally,
part I got covered.
yeah, literally, ChatGPT does that as well for you. You just have to start taking actions. You just have to start taking actions. You have to analyze what is your next step first. If you know that this is my next step, and how do I simplify that? It's as simple as that. Okay. Then comes your personal organization. Okay. How do you really maintain your schedules, your weekly, monthly schedules, your daily schedules? And how do you, really plan your projects? How do you really assign your workloads to your people in a corporate organization, or how easy the data can be presented in front of your clients, and how effective with respect to the surveys and the statistics, whatever we are talking about. So it completely talks about the personal organization.
Okay, can you dive a little deeper into this particular point, because this is useful for many of us, like even the coaches, trainers,
Hmm.
we suffer in delegation because we are used to doing everything by ourselves and guilty. Me too. Even I'm
Yeah.
personally curious to understand this, like how you can use in multiple ways, or maybe you can give us a prompt that we can apply, and we'll put it in the description
Hmm.
for different things. We'll definitely do that. We'll give you separate prompts for different tasks and actions. So do check out the description. But for now, my focus is like how effectively can we use, ChatGPT or other AI to delegate and organize these things? Because at any given point of time, I also have 10 things on my mind. So
Yeah.
this would be really helpful.
Yes. Rather, it was a very quick question, but I really have prepared a prompt. I'll tell you how it is, and I'll also
Oh,
share it with you. Maybe I'll just pick it up. Allow me a minute, and I'll give it to you. So, what it's the first thing happens here is, Ayushi, you overwhelm is the one thing which is affecting a lot of people. Okay, you have to do this tasks. Okay, you have some 5 tasks in hand. How do you really do it? Okay, dump it. Your brain dump. First, do your brain dump. Okay. Completely note down what is that 5 things which I have to do it.
mm,
Okay. Just do the brain dump. The first step is done. The second step, which is the most important tasks, prioritize. It's as simple as that. Prioritize. Okay. You have the prioritization which has to go further, which can be added later. You have that alignment as per the prioritization. Then you have some things which is very important, which can be taken over for the next week. Okay, so alignment of the 4 quadrants, I have to say. Okay, alignment of the tasks in your 4 quadrants. So how do you really go ahead and manage those tasks in a simplified way on a daily basis? Okay, I have prepared a prompt. Okay, I'll give you that. I don't have it handy as of now, but I literally went up, these kind of questions coming up. So what I did is, what does Ayushi does from morning 6 a.m. to evening 6 p.m.
mm,
Okay, I
interesting.
you have to start writing. Okay, this is a task, and I'm going to give it to you as an activity. 6 a.m. I get up, I meditate. Okay. 7 a.m. I start writing my goals. Okay. 7:30 I do my exercises. Okay. It could be whatever the morning routine rituals you follow. Okay. All these things. And 10 o'clock I do my content creation. 11 o'clock I have some meetings, and post lunch I do some other activities with my team members. And that's how your day completely wraps over. Okay. Now, I have this prompt which I'm going to give you is literally going to blow your mind, saying how best you can save time, where all you can automate your work, where all you can start adding that time to your additional upskilling.
Wow, that would be
Okay.
great. Really helpful.
Yes. If I can give you that prompt, and I can say that I can save not more, okay, I will not even exaggerate it. If I can give you that prompt and save 1.5 to 2 hours in your day, what is the time you're going to save it in a week?
Oh, wow. Love it.
What is the time? And trust me, I'm not going to stop here. I'm just going to ask you the next question. What the time, whatever you've saved because of me, how are you going to utilize it for yourself?
Amazing. That will give me so much time to just complete my courses that have been pending for quite a bit of
Perfect.
time, for
Perfect.
content creation, for ideas, for just having, a chill break also in between, like just
Exactly,
watch Netflix
exactly. You
sometimes.
have so much to do. You have so much to do. But where are you really lagging? If that, if I say that I have been meeting this person at this point of time on a regular basis, okay, you should also start engaging and adding, adding that data that I have been meeting this person for this particular task, okay? It will also give you that this task can be automated. Why do you really want to have a meeting at that particular time with that person daily?
Wow,
How
now
cool
you're
is that?
blowing my
How
mind
cool is
away.
that?
Yes. Now
Yes,
I'm
yes,
rethinking the task I can actually automate even now. And I
exactly,
have not done that
exactly.
yet.
Exactly,
Crazy.
exactly. So this is just the strategic approach which you really need to take it forward. It's not going to be difficult. It's going to be very simple, and I'm going to make your life so easy. Just join my masterclass or just join my WhatsApp community. I am there to answer all your questions and simplify all your tasks and get all your jobs done in next 3 hours, 30 days, not ever. I can give you the probability of the data in such a way that simplification is the key, which I'm going to help any working professional for that matter. Imagine, so if at all, if I'm being a people manager in my role, so I know that Adarsh is good in this particular criteria or the projects. Okay, he has been doing way good beyond others. Okay, somebody else is doing a different good job in a different role. So how do you really delegate it? It's that simple as using AI. Okay, you have to start using AI. Which AI is good to organize my day? Which AI is good to organize my, to create my content, which AI is good to make some good network connections, which is going to give me the easy, that kind of adaptability and that kind of strategic thinking can make your life so simple that you do not have to think, overwhelmed with any kind of data. It's just your strategic approach and the right kind of usage with the right kind of AI is going to make your job as simple as possible.
Super. Firstly, thank you so much. You have given some very strategic points and action-oriented points that we can easily implement and just see magical results. One question I still have in my mind, that is also from the community, is that which AI tool would you recommend for as a virtual assistant? Because most of us coaches, trainers, healers, we are constantly in lookout for that. So, any tools you can recommend as a virtual assistant?
A virtual assistant, even Google is bringing up a virtual assistant. Even Google is bringing up a virtual assistant. But right now, I have not implemented any of these. I have been doing a lot of trial and errors. I would not recommend start using virtual assistant. Start training your chat GPTs like a virtual assistant so that you start getting better outputs. You cannot rely on somebody, one person getting into a time and start understanding you as a person. No, that's not possible. You should
Correct.
start training your own ChatGPT and Gemini Google to help you create that powerful ideas and contents and kind of organization or the productivity task which you really are looking at on a daily life. So start training and talking to it like your best friend or as your thinking partner to get that virtual assistant. That makes your life so easy. Rather, I recommend somebody for that. No, that's not the right strategy.
Perfect.
I don't think that's working.
That's exactly what I've been doing. Hence, like even I can say like most of the time I am on Chat GPT.
Yes.
So that's the like the longest conversations I've had with Chat GPT in the last 2 months at least. Okay,
Very
so now let's take some questions from the community. You can be
sure.
quick and brief with these ones because we have already exceeded time. So
Yeah.
this one is very interesting. If resumes were dead, what would replace them, and which AI can help create that?
If resumes are dead. No, resumes are not dead. That is your digital business card.
No, no, it's like a hypothetical question. Like if resumes are not working, like we are having an alternative approach, which is possible in a few years. So
Okay.
what would replace that?
Obviously, your LinkedIn brand. Of course, your LinkedIn branding. You have to showcase yourself. You optimize your LinkedIn profile to such a way that you don't even need a resume and you can showcase your brand.
Resume.
And that's how you
Correct.
can be visible to 50 people, or not even out of the 50 people. I can start talking about minutes, okay? In 8 minutes, one hire in LinkedIn. Okay, this is also what I learned, what I got to know very recently. Okay, out of the 8 minutes, one LinkedIn person who's showcasing as a brand is getting hired.
Okay, amazing. So this is, I think, also from a corporate fellow or professional. Like, can AI help in preparing better appraisals or performance reviews?
Yes, of course, of course. It can be increased to all the 360-degree. You can use it in talent management before hiring any consultants. Yeah, I mean, 5 years or 10 years back, consultants were on demand, but right now, since application tracking system is one of the most important tool which is being used in the hiring, so it does gives as per the AI, like Google and ChatGPT has been improving their versions. The same way, even the ATS has been improving their versions, and the kind of quality profiles which ATS have been giving also has been improved a lot in the last 6 months or 8 months, I should say. So you have to be very specific on the kind of roles you choose and the kind of roles you apply and be relevant to the market.
Awesome. So since it's my community, they're more focused on mindset as well. So
Yeah.
what are the three mindset shifts that can instantly elevate someone's career?
Yes. The first and the most important, you have to be on a growth mindset. Yeah. You cannot survive on a fixed mindset that we all know. Okay. You have to be on a growth mindset. The second key point, I can say collaborative learning. Okay. How collaboratively, you can connect with another human being, how collaboratively you can adapt with AI.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's the collaborative integration. The third point comes your lifelong learning. If you are not a lifelong learner, then you are not a visible person in the market in for yourself. You have to be that lifelong learner. And finally, the point which I have to, the one word is your resilience. You just cannot manage everything in a span of time. You have to have that resilience within you to get through this phase and achieve your goals. And how best you can achieve your goals from, you do not even have to compare. Every human being are so authentic and different. You just have to showcase, and being that resilience, that resilient person is going to get you achieve that goals.
Super. So what are some of the silent career killers that people don't even realize they're stuck in? This is a very interesting question.
Yes, of course, the silent career killers are the main point is your clarity, which I really covered. Okay.
Mhm.
And skill development. People do
True.
not know the kind of the difference. What kind of skill developments can really help you take your phase to the next level? Okay. And the kind of, the kind of people what we are getting into this AI era, because they're not even getting those interviews. And what kind of, how can you really adapt yourself? That clarity gives you the most important, but that
True.
answers most of your questions, is what I have to say.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not about anything else. All the other things can be found on internet, can be simplified, can be done, can be achieved through a mentor. Everything can be done. It's just your clarity.
That is so true. Awesome. So those were the questions from the community. Thank you for the people who have stayed till the end. And thank you so much for giving your precious time and your precious insights. I'm personally going to apply quite a few of them. And I will definitely rewatch certain segments. That is, mere kaam ke. And so can you. Uh, the description will include the AI summary of this meeting, which I was secretly doing in between the session. So you can take reference from that. And we'll also be updating prompts that Deepa will give, and maybe some links of some AI tools that you can try, and you must try. And I'm personally going to add this in my to-do list to try out certain AI tools on a daily basis, because I was doing that earlier. I've been missing out for a while. So thank you for that regeneration in my mind. And I thoroughly loved the way you have, presented so many insights. So we both are fast speakers, guys. We will admit that. So I
Yeah,
suggest
yeah.
you listen to the segments repeatedly so that you can get some points that you might have missed out on. So any parting words, not exactly parting words, because I'm sure we're going to do many more episodes on particular topics that I will again do a survey on. And you can tell us in the comments regarding this, how you want us to stretch this and what all topics you want us to cover on Convo with Ayush, with regards to self growth, personal development, healing, and of course, career and relationship growth. So these are the topics, the themes that we are covering. So anything else you want to share, or just a message that you want to give to our audience?
Thank you so much, Ayushi, for this. I didn't even think that this kind of a, the topic would go in such a direction. It's really transformed it in a very nice way, I should say. And trust me, I'm going to give you that prompt as well, which is going to literally take out that 2 hours of your time on a daily basis, which is going to help a lot of people. Don't forget to mention that in the description. And secondly, I will also give my WhatsApp group or my Calendly link for anybody who is in need of any kind of navigating their career journey. Please feel free to get in touch with me for any kind of clarity. I'm available on the links given below. I'll also give it to Ayushi so that you can get in touch with me for all your career related problems. And of course, we have Ayushi for the mindset, and I'm here for your career growth. So I'm looking forward for many more such podcasts where I can really add value. And this has been a great collaboration, and people joining on our conversation on a Saturday evening is really shows that they have taken that first step towards their their self development or their personal growth development. So I appreciate each and everybody, and thankful whoever has joined this call. And thank you so much, Ayushi, for this
Yeah.
wonderful conversation.
Yeah. So personal thank you to Gagan, Janvi, Monica, and someone with TT, iPhone, someone was there, and any people who joined, left, everyone. So this recording is a gift to you, and this will be relevant for quite a few years maybe, because AI is not going anywhere. Better hashtag get with it. So thank you so much for this, and looking forward to many more amazing collaborations with you. This was a lovely experience. I will see you guys in the next episode of Convo with Ayush. Check out the description for all the prompts, links of both our Instagram and other Facebook and profiles. So you can connect there, ask your questions, and you can also book a one-on-one sessions with either of us. So this was Convo with Ayush. Take on AI strategy for career, and we'll come up with more relevant topics. Do not forget to suggest your topics that you want us to make episodes on. Until then, may you manifest all your dreams in the fastest way possible. Love, love, Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm stopping the YouTube live now.